boys and girls. Welcome to our class today. It is good to be with you. I am Lee Chaimei from Sekolah Menengah Teknik Tuanku Jaafar, Seremban. Today, we are going to learn about the circumference and area of a circle. Please have your calculator and notebook with you. We are going to do some calculations. By the end of today's lesson, you should be able to determine the circumference and area of a circle. A circle is one of the most common shapes that we can find in our daily life. Boys and girls, can you name some objects in the shape of circles? Great! Let me show you some examples. Here we have a clock, a tape, a coaster, a container, and a kitchen towel. Now, let's get into our topic of the day, circumference and area of a circle. You have probably heard about the word area. Do you know the word circumference? Circumference is the perimeter of a circle. A circumference is a closed curve where all points are equidistant from the center. Do you see it? Here, we can observe that all points of the circumference are the same distance to the center. If the length is not the same, it wouldn't be a circumference, but rather it will look something strange like this. Knowing how to find the circumference of a circle is important. For example, Mom wants to line her dining table with a skirting. What is the shape of the dining table? How do we find the length of the skirting needed? You are right! The shape of the dining table is a circle, and we can find the length of the skirting by measuring the outer boundary of the dining table. The outer boundary of the dining table is a round shape. We call it the circumference of the dining table. There are other ways to find the circumference. Let's explore. Let me show you a simple experiment. I shall start by drawing a circle. How do you find the diameter of this circle? Cut some strips of the same length as the diameter of the circle. Each strip represents a diameter. Question: if you wrap the strips around the circle, how many strips would you need? Let's try this. 1, 2, 3. If you are doing this right, you will find that you need slightly more than 3 pieces, or more precisely, 3.14 pieces. For any circle, regardless of diameter, there is a consistent ratio between the circle's circumference and the length of its diameter. The ratio is called pi. Pi can be approximately 3.142 in decimal or 22/7 in fraction. The formula of the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r, where r is the radius. 2 pi r can be written as pi multiplied by 2r. Aha! Did you see that? That's right. The diameter is equal to 2 times the radius of a circle. Therefore, the formula for the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r or pi d, where d is the diameter. Now, let's do some calculations. Calculate the circumference of the circle with a radius of 5 cm. First of all, write out the formula for the circumference of a circle. The formula for the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. Given that the radius is 5 cm, let's try this together. 2 pi r equals 2 multiplied by pi, which is 3.142, and then multiplied by 5. You can use a calculator to help you calculate faster. What did you get? Well done! The answer is 31.42 centimeter. You are doing great! Let's move on to the next example. Calculate the circumference of the circle with a diameter of 14 cm. Here, we can use the formula for the circumference pi d since the diameter is given. So, pi 2 is equal to 22 over 7 multiplied by 14. And cancelling 14 and 7 gives us 2 multiplied by 22. What is your answer? Good job! The circumference of the circle with a diameter of 14 cm is 44 centimeters. Now, it's your turn. Here is the question. Dad bought a clock with a circumference of 132 centimeters. What is the diameter of the clock in centimeter? Boys and girls, let's do this step by step. Given that the circumference of the circle is 132 centimeters, we can start off by writing the formula for the circumference of a circle. The formula for the circumference of a circle is pi d. Hence, pi d equals 132 centimeter, which means pi multiplied by d is equal to 132. Next, we insert the value of pi, which is 22 over 7. Arrange the equation to make d the subject of this equation. Hence, d is equal to 132 multiplied by 7 over 22. Can you find the value of d? You may use a calculator to help you with the calculations. Very good! The diameter of the clock with a circumference of 132 centimeters is 42 centimeters. You are doing great! Now, let's learn how to determine the area of a circle. The area of a circle is the space occupied by the circle in a two-dimensional plane. Up next, let's discover how to find the area of a circle in the short video.
Pi r squared gives you the area of a circle. But where does pi r squared come from? First, we'll draw a circle and fill in its area. Next, we will divide it into large equal parts and arrange them in a rectangular formation. As you can see, it barely resembles a rectangle. So next, we will divide the circle into small equal pieces, and we will arrange them in the same manner. You can see that it appears more like a rectangle. So if we divide the circle into even more smaller pieces, you can see that every time the shape becomes more like a rectangle. So how small must we divide a circle before we can get a perfect rectangle? Well, we can keep on dividing the circle into small, smaller, or the smallest pieces you can make. But the answer is to divide the circle infinitely many times until we cannot distinguish the lines, and eventually the circle can now become a perfect rectangle. So, the area of the circle is equal to the area of the rectangle, which is equal to base times height. The height of the rectangle, as you can see, is the same as the radius, so height is equal to radius. To find the base, we need to look at the circumference of the circle. And when we compare the base and the circumference, we can see that the base is equal to 1/2 the circumference. Remember that the circumference is equal to 2 pi r. When we combine it with 1/2, the 2's cancel out, and base is equal to pi r. So now base times height becomes pi r times r. Combine the r's together and we have pi r squared, which is equal to the area of the rectangle, which is equal to the area of the circle. So pi r squared can be used to calculate the area of any size circle that exists.
Well, from the short clip, we learned that the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared, where r is the radius. Let's start with a simple example. Given that the radius of the circle is 15 cm, find the area of the circle. First, write out the formula for the area of a circle. The formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. Given that the radius is 15 cm, pi, which is 3.142, multiplied by 15 squared. You may use the calculator to help you with the calculations. What's your answer? Great! The area of the circle with a radius of 5 cm is 706.95 square centimeters. Now, let's calculate the area of the circle with a diameter of 18 centimeters. First of all, write the formula for the area of a circle. Can you remember the formula? Excellent! The formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. Given that the diameter is 18 centimeters, well, what is the relationship between the radius and the diameter? You have got it right. The radius is half of the diameter. Since the diameter is 18 centimeters, therefore the radius is 18 over 2. Let's work this out together. Pi r squared is equal to 22 over 7 multiplied by the square of 18 over 2. You may use a calculator to help you with the calculations. What did you get? Good job! The area of the circle with a diameter of 18 centimeters is 254 4 over 7 squared centimeters. It's your turn now to solve this question. Given that the area of the pizza is 616 square centimeters, what is the diameter of the pizza in centimeters? I'm sure you can do this. Let's write this out step by step. Recall the formula for the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. It is given that the area of the pizza is 616 square centimeters. Therefore, pi r squared is equal to 616. You will get pi, which is 22 over 7, multiplied by r squared equals 616. Next, rearrange the equation to make r squared as the subject of this equation. You may use a calculator to help you with your calculation. You will get r squared is equal to 196. How do we obtain r? Yes! R is the square root of 196. Well, what is your answer? Good job! The radius of the pizza is 14 centimeters. Don't get too excited, we are not done yet. The radius of the pizza is 14 centimeters. How do we find the diameter of the pizza? That's right! You can just multiply the radius by 2. 14 multiplied by 2 is equal to 28 centimeters. Hence, the area of the pizza with 616 centimeters squared is 28 centimeters in diameter. You are doing great so far. Well, are you familiar with the circumference and area of a circle now? Let's do a quick recap on the two formulas. The formula for the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r or pi d. The formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. Now, let's try one example involving these two formulas. Given that the circumference of the dartboard is 66 centimeters, what is the area of the dartboard in centimeters squared? The dartboard is a circle, so in order to find the area, we write out the formula for the area of the circle, which is pi r squared. Here, we will realize that we need the value of r to find the area. Therefore, we have to find the value of r from the circumference of a circle. We know that the formula for the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. It is given that the circumference of the dartboard is 66 centimeters. Hence, 2 pi r is equal to 66. 2 multiplied by 22/7, then multiplied by r is equal to 66. Rearrange the equation to make r as the subject of this equation. R is equal to 66 multiplied by 7/22 multiplied by 1/2. What did you get for the radius? Well done! The radius of the dartboard is 10.5 centimeters. After obtaining the value of r, we can now insert it into the formula of the area. Pi r squared is equal to 22/7 multiplied by the square of 10.5. So, what is the area of the dartboard? That's right! The area of the dartboard is 346.5 square centimeters. You are very good at solving everyday problems involving circumference and area of a circle. Great job! Let's discover a fun fact. This is Earth. The diameter of the Earth is 12,742 kilometers. How far do you think it takes for us to travel around the circumference of the Earth? We can calculate the circumference of the Earth by applying the formula we have just learned. This is pretty interesting. You can use a calculator to help you with the calculations. We know that to find the circumference of a circle, we use the formula pi d. Pi, which is 3.142, multiplied by 12,742 is equal to 40,035 kilometers, rounding it off to the nearest whole number. Wow, that's amazing, right? It is such a long distance to travel around the circumference of the Earth. Now, you are able to determine the circumference and area of a circle. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye!